Hi, Erik.
Hey.
And I want to say thank you to Erik because Erik is a digital marketer with a real estate background who come here once a month, every third Tuesday of the month to talk about digital marketing and do whatever he can to help real estate agents to get better when it comes to digital marketing and marketing. So Erik, thank you so much for being here and helping agents to be better real estate agent. Thank you.
Yeah, love being here. It's fun to talk about these topics. This is just super passionate for me, and I love talking about real estate too. So good combination for me.
Yes, and it's important these days. We have to keep up with the trend, right?
Yeah, yep. Things are changing quickly, so be ready for it.
Talking about the trend, really tough subject for real estate agent today. It's pixels. Today we're going to talk about 5 ways to use a Facebook pixel in your 2019 marketing plan. You know, when I saw the subject, I was kind of like, wow, I don't think a lot of agents even know what is a pixel. Can you start with just telling us what is a pixel?
Yeah, good question. So to try to not to dumb this down, but to keep this as simple as we possibly can, it's a whole bunch of random words that Facebook gives you so that you can install this piece of code on your website. So what happens is every website has a bunch of random gibberish in the background called HTML code. And we've already gotten more complex than most of you guys are able to understand. But Facebook gives you this little paragraph that you basically copy and paste, and you can copy or paste this into your website. And what it's going to do is it's going to track everybody who's ever been to your website. So the way that I like to talk about this is if you go shopping on Amazon and you look at a red pair of shoes, everywhere you go online, you're going to see those red pair of shoes until you buy, right? They follow you around for weeks and weeks and weeks, and you're thinking, I must have to buy these pair of shoes. That's what a pixel is. It tracks everywhere you go. And this little code registers the people who come to your website and says, this is another Facebook user. Let's keep following them around the internet.
Right. And the pixel is only used with Facebook, right? So if you don't use Facebook, it has a different name, like it's cookie tracking, but the word pixel is really like a word that was made for Facebook, correct?
Well, there's Facebook pixels, there's Instagram pixels, there's YouTube pixels, Google pixels. So there's pixels on every platform. But yeah, that same kind of idea exists. And like you said, if you are tracking Facebook users, you can't necessarily bring that data to Google and say, go find these people on Google. Correct.
Now, this is what a pixel icon looks like. I want to show you guys.
I'm getting super technical here.
But this is the reality. That's what Facebook pixel looks like.
Yeah. So you're going to copy all of that code and paste that on your website.
It's pretty scary when you look at it. You're like, I don't want to deal with it.
Yep.
No, thank you. Yep. So pixel is a code. I'm just doing a quick recap. Pixel is a HTML code, a long HTML code, not like that. And you have to put it on your website so you're able to track who comes to your website, correct?
Yep. So if you're super adventurous, you want to figure it out on your own, go for it. You can't really break anything, but it may or may not work. So you can try to figure it out on your own. And I think that's the point you're going to get to next is, can you have help? Is there somebody who can help you with it? If you've had somebody help.
Pixel.
What's that?
Where do I find it?
Ooh, good point. So if you're in the business manager, there's a little section I'm going to point that way because that's the direction it's for me. I don't know which way the camera's going to spin it, but it's in your upper left-hand corner. There's a little 3-line thing called a hamburger menu. And if you click that, there's an area called pixels. And when you're in the pixel area, it's going to say set up your pixel. So if you YouTube this, you'll be able to find it. Pretty simple. Just how do I install my Facebook pixel? There's thousands of videos on how to do it, but it's basically in the business manager side of Facebook, not in the personal side where you would normally post and all that, but it's in the back end side where you keep track of all your ads.
And let's be real, if in today's date you don't use pixel, you're pretty much putting your money in a trash because you don't even know who comes to your website or not.
Exactly. That's one of the big things I want to talk about today is we probably audit 10 to 20 different real estate agents' accounts every single week. So we're looking at their social media presence, their websites, we're seeing how they attract leads, how they talk to their clients, all that kind of stuff. And one of the first things I do is I go visit your guys' website and I see, what are you guys doing? Are you showing houses? Do you have an IDX feed? Do you have a blog? You know, if I fill out the contact me information, are you actually getting my email? Do you follow up with me? And I have a little tool that lets me know if you guys have this pixel installed, which means that most of you don't. Ironically, I would say out of 100 agents, maybe 1 or 2 might. It's pretty slim. And what that means is that if I'm coming to your website and I'm looking at houses and I'm searching around and I'm browsing your blogs and reading everything about you, you have no idea who I am unless you have a pixel installed. So you're missing out on all this traffic.
Pixel is free. You can get it somewhere, right? You can get it in Facebook or in any social media platform. Now, do you think it's an easy way to use for the agent? Can they do it themselves, like take the pixel and put it on a website, or do you think they need an expert for that?
I'll put it this way. If you built your own website and you've created everything that's on your website, you can definitely figure this out. It's not that complicated. However, if you said, you know, Playster or KV Core or one of these other websites like Boomtown, set up my website, I'm here to sell houses, I don't want to deal with it, you may need a little bit of help. You can, however, go to YouTube University and figure out anything that you want in this life. It just depends how much time you want to spend doing it. So if you have a company that's managing your website for you, just give them the code and have them figure it out for you. It'll probably take them 5 minutes or less, and they may even do it for free. But again, if you're managing your own website, you got to figure it out on your own. It's not that complicated.
Okay. But remember, Erik is here. If you want to ask questions to Erik, feel free to ask questions. We're here. We're live. He will answer any question related to Pixel today. Now, is there a difference between a Pixel and a cookie tracker?
So cookie trackers basically just monitor everywhere that you go, right? They know what buttons you click. They know what websites you're going to. They keep track of a lot of the personal information about where you live in the world. You know, if I'm in this zip code when I open your website versus if I'm in Europe on vacation opening your website, it's going to keep track of all that kind of stuff. It knows the device that I'm on. It knows if I'm on my computer versus my cell phone, all that kind of stuff. A pixel kind of works in that same format. But what it does is it doesn't share any of this information with you. Facebook keeps all this information private. And what it allows you to do is says, I want to retarget anybody who's done a certain thing, right? So let's go through a couple examples here. If I have an IDX feed on my website and I'm trying to get everybody to my website to start searching for houses because I'm trying to take them out of Zillow and say, hey, I've got all the houses, check my stuff out. Every time somebody comes to your IDX feed and starts scrolling through the houses, let's say they get to single family houses that are 4-bedroom and 2-bath, and that's what they've searched for. What you can do is you can take all the traffic, everybody that's ever been to that type of a search, and you can now place an ad on Facebook directly to those people and be that specific. You don't just have to assume that they're in real estate and that they're going to buy something. You know that they're looking at 4-bedroom, 2-bath, single family houses. So now you can go create an ad on Facebook that says, hey, are you in the market for a single family home? Are you looking for a 4- or 3-bedroom house? You know, you kind of got to be a little bit vague because you don't want them to be creeped out by how much you know about them. And you can say, here's a couple houses that just hit the market in your area. If you're interested in one of these, send me a message and have the link basically be the little Facebook messenger so that they can start corresponding with you. Remember, if they're on Facebook, keep them on Facebook. Don't try to get them to call you. Don't try to get them to email you. Keep them on the platform. That's really the goal there. But what's cool is that you can target that specifically with a Facebook pixel.
Now, do you have to spend money to get access to that? Meaning, okay, on Facebook, I have to do the Facebook ads to get the pixel, or can I just do that on organic post?
So you can install the pixel for free. You can have it on your website. You can track all this data. The part where you have to spend money is when you want to actually put content back in front of these people. So if you're going to have an organic post that says, you know, hey, check out my blog, and you've got thousands of people who are coming to check out your blog, the only way to retarget or put another ad in front of these visitors is by spending money. And the nice thing is what you can do is instead of having a big budget, you know, $20 a day, $100 a day, or whatever it is, you've got to monitor your visitors. Some agents that I talk to have, you know, 1 or 2 daily visitors to their website. Some have several thousand. So you can pace it based on where you are. So what you're going to do is create this audience and say, okay, who do I want to market to? I want to market to the people that are searching for 4-bedroom, 2-bath houses. And that's it. I don't care about anybody else. I don't care about the contact page or the about page or anything else on my website. This is just who I want to market to. There might only be 5 or 10 visitors per week that you want to market to, which means that you only have to spend a couple cents to get back in front of these. So for a retargeting ad, you may only have to spend $1 a week to reach this type of an audience. And you might hit them 4 or 5 times in that week because that's just how effective Facebook is. So if you whittle down this audience and say, here's the 10 people that I want to market to, that's it. Let me create this audience and let me remarket to them. It's very, very well cost associated. You know, it works out really well.
Yeah, and you're more specific, so you can say, okay, this is what really I'm focusing on, and it is cost effective. Your leads cost will be lower, and you get a better quality lead because it's exactly what you are targeting.
Yeah. Yep. Most agents are probably going to create an ad that says, you know, I want to reach all homeowners who are between this age and this age who live in this zip code, and there might be 20 or 30,000 people that now you're trying to reach. That's a lot of people, and that's a lot of money you have to spend to reach all those people. You're probably going to spend $300 to $600 to reach all the people in that audience. But again, if you just want to target the people that have been to your website, who know you, like you, trust you, have seen your face before, it's so much more affordable to remarket to people than it is to try to get to a cold audience.
Well, I think Pixel kind of opened your eyes now. You're not in the dark anymore. It's not like I'm doing a Facebook ad, but I don't know who I'm targeting. Pixel is like the solution and the answer to your data. It's like that little link will tell you who's coming to your website, how long they're staying. I mean, it's telling you pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Now, how can I use this tool in my marketing?
So we talked about the IDX feed, which is great. And I think you definitely need to be retargeting people, because if they're coming to your website to look for houses, that means they gave up on Zillow or anything else to look for houses. And you need to definitely follow up with those people, because if someone's willing to search on your little website, you definitely need to follow up with them. The other side of it is a lot of you are doing blogs and content on some type of a weekly basis. If you've got engagement and reading and people coming to your blog on a weekly basis, even if they only come there once, follow up with these people. So if they're coming to your site and they click on, you can even get specific to maybe a buyer's blog versus a seller's blog, something you're going to write to help the buyer versus the seller. And you can put 2 different ads in front of those people. So it gets really, really specific, but you can just say, I want to remarket to anybody that's been to my blog and read something about me. You know, maybe your ad on Facebook might be, if you're in the market to buy or sell a house this year, send me a message to get the ball rolling. I'd love to tell you more about what the market's doing right now, give you a free home evaluation, whatever it is that your value is that you're going to bring to these people. But again, they've already read who you are. They know about you. They've been to your site. There's a good follow-up one. Another one that I like is to get people to sign up for your newsletter. You know, we talked about owning your space online. Unfortunately, Facebook Pixel is rented space, meaning that they keep all this data. They know who all this information is. But someday Facebook could disappear. Someday you may not be getting an ROI from Facebook and you say, I need to go somewhere else. I need to go to this new platform that's out, Facebook 2.0, right? What happens is Facebook takes all this data with them and you don't have those results. So you might have thousands of visitors to your website or thousands of people doing something that you're trying to track. As soon as you want to take that information to Google or YouTube or anywhere else, you can't, because Facebook owns it. So you need to own the space that you're in. You need to get their contact info, whether it's a phone number, a mailing address, an email address, some way of being able to reach these people. So one of the biggest ads that I tell agents to run is always try capturing a newsletter sign up, you know, saying, hey, I provide tips and strategies on how to buy and sell homes in this market. I would love to send you value every single week. Here's some of the things that I do. Sign up for my newsletter, and then run a lead ad form so that you can capture this information and have them in your CRM, and you can follow up with them when you choose. And it doesn't cost you money to spend on Facebook and Google and all these other places every week.
Oh, they can even do like a lead magnet or bringing value or free CMA.
Yep.
You know, hey, we're giving you a free CMA and you can have a pixel on that page, right? And you're able to get the information from the seller. So now you don't just stand on Facebook, you have the lead, because that's the problem with the pixel is the day you decide to say, I don't like Facebook anymore, I'm out, well, you lose your data.
Yeah. Right? I mean, if you look at the costs from what Facebook was in 2012 till it is now in 2019, it's massively gone up. Most of you guys are thinking it's still affordable, and it is. But from what it was in 2012, it's so much more expensive, and it's going to keep going up. I mean, I've read this year that there's probably going to be $100 billion more money spent on Facebook ads than there was last year. $100 billion, which means your ads are getting pushed out of the side because Toyota and Coke and everybody else is coming in to reach your same audience. So take that contact information and start sending them emails and driving them other places that you can control that audience.
I know, because after that it will be too late. You know, the cost, I can see the past couple of years how the cost of the Facebook ads are going up. And it's like, it's like the big company, they're not like doing commercial on the cable anymore. They're realizing they need to invest money.
Yeah. Yeah, who's watching commercials anymore? All the money that was spent on commercials over the last 50 years is now coming to social media. So be ready for that.
Yes. Do you know any secret pixel tricks you can share with us today?
We shared a couple already. I didn't even let you know they're secret, but yeah, we've shared a couple. One of the big ones that people don't realize is what we call a custom conversion. So instead of just saying, put this ad in front of everybody that's been to my website, you can actually create a series of conversions that you're trying to walk people through. So we typically call this a funnel in the marketing business, meaning that you might say, okay, I want you to come to the first page and I want you to learn about me. And then I want to get your name and your email address on the second page. And then I want to give you maybe a guide or a resource like Jessica was talking about, something that you're gonna want from me. And then I'm gonna send you to the thank you page and saying, thanks for downloading my guide. Those 4 steps are actually called a funnel. And what happens is if somebody gets to pages 1, 2, or 3 before they get to the end and you don't have all that information, you can still follow up with them. So maybe they get to the first page and they're saying, hey, I'm really interested in this guide, but I don't want to give them my email address. I'm out. You can follow up with that person because that's step 1 of the custom conversion. If they get to the email, but they never downloaded it because they gave you the wrong email address and now you don't know really who this person is, you can follow up with that person. So anywhere along the step that way, you can follow up with these people. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use a funnel, but the nice thing about it is that you can tell Facebook, look, I'm trying to get them to step number 4 and they bailed on step number 2. I need to follow up with them.
What would you do for steps? I'm sorry, I just get confused. What would you do for me, I would say 1 landing page, they just fill out the landing page and I'm done. And now you just mentioned a 4-step funnel. And I'm like, what is it? Why does he want to do 4-step? I'm just trying to get 1 step done.
Go read this book. This is like the best book I've ever read. Hopefully it's not backwards for you. .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. Just Google it. It's a free book. I'll actually send it to you for free. It's incredible. You won't even need me if you go read this book. That's how good it is.
Oh, wow. Okay. Bye, Erik. I got to go.
Yeah. It's one of those things that it'll blow your mind when you realize what you're not doing online for converting people. So the 4-step funnel basically is, you can drive people to one page and say, give me your information and here's all the information that you need. I'm out. But what happens is that over 4 steps, you're able to warm people up and tell them more about who you are. So number 1 is you're going to bring them to that landing page and you're going to talk about the value that you're bringing them. You're not there to sell them. You don't want their email address on that first one because they're going to bounce. So you need to warm them up saying, hey, here's who I am. Here's the value that I'm going to bring you. Here's what you're going to learn and benefit by moving forward with me. Let's go to the next step and say, if you're ready to move forward with me, I need your email address and I'm going to give you this. It could be a downloadable item. It could be a video. It could be your listing presentation. Maybe you record a 30-minute listing presentation and say, this is how I sell homes, and make it about the value that you bring as a seller. That would be awesome, right? That way you don't have to spend 2 hours with somebody on a listing presentation. The next step is basically after they give you their email address, they download this video, and then the last one is saying thank you. Once they get to the thank you page, you know that they've made it all the way through. What happens is most people get to one of these 1-step funnels and they give you your email address and it's john@gmail.com. And you're like, hey, I got all the information I need. Here's your stuff. Goodbye. But there's no way to verify that John is really John, right? You need to get an accurate, legit email address.
Oh, and you also building that relationship on the 4 funnel.
Yeah.
This is who I am. I'm not just giving you something, so I'm just trying to get you information. It's more about like, let's connect, let's know each other, so you know what I'm doing, so what I can do for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Warm them up, teach them something, give them value, give them free value up front because they're going to if this is what I'm getting for free, what's on the other side of this email address that I'm going to get? So that's huge.
I'm getting the book.
You're getting the book. Good. Go sign up for it.
Okay. And if I know agent are struggling with Pixel, that's a tough one. I think sometimes the best way to go it's find a good digital marketer, someone like you or other company who can or train you correctly, or you can do a full training on Pixel, or just have your vision and give it to an expert and let them put it together. I mean, that's what I come up with the ideas, and the digital marketer said, okay, let me just do the back end. Because it's tough being a real estate agent and dealing with Pixel these days.
Yeah, a lot of you guys are big DIYers, right? You're trying to figure it all out. You're trying to save a couple bucks here and there. If that's what you want to do, great. If you're in the business of technology and you love it, great. But you probably got into real estate to sell houses, not figure out pixels. Because as soon as you figure out pixels, something else next year is going to come out. And something else next year is going to come out. You're going to have to keep learning this stuff. So you got us on hand, coming out these questions. We'd love to talk about social media and all that kind of stuff. Tell me the direction you're trying to go, and we'd love to give you some direction to get there.
You know, I used to do my a lot of my ads by myself, and I realize, you know, now there is so many change on Facebook that I mean, it's been a couple of years now. We use a digital marketing company, but something the agent needs to realize too is you need to take the cost of the time you're spending, cost of your leads, right?
Yeah.
Because your leads are more expensive and they're not that great. See how much you're really spending. Spend less needs. Bring an expert, because that expert is going to get you better quality leads at a lower cost anyway.
Yep.
So you're not getting less leads, you're getting better quality leads that are followed by someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah. Here's a good math homework problem for you guys this week. Take how much money you earned after taxes this year and divide it by 2,000. And that'll tell you how much money you earned per hour in 2018. And that'll give you a good idea what you should spend your money on. Because if you're making over $100 an hour, you should not be doing your own marketing. There's guys out there who can do it way less than that, who will figure it out way faster than you, and your money will be much more better spent selling houses than it will be trying to figure out technology.
Yes, and I think even at the beginning, you can start with consulting so you can understand. Like I think even for me, I don't do it anymore, but it's important for me to understand. And I think real estate agent needs to have some kind of knowledge when it comes to digital marketing and marketing, but you don't have to do it. You can, you're born, like I know about Pixel, but I don't deal with it, right? So you can have the knowledge so you can communicate with your digital marketer, but let them do it, because it is such a time consuming. I don't know how a lot of us can deal with that every day and selling.
Yeah. As a real estate agent, you got a big, massive business to be running: accounting and lead follow-up and client relationships and marketing. It's a lot going on. So one of the things that we offer to people is just a free consultation. Just like you guys are happy to go to people's homes, tell them about their house, see what you can do to fix it up to make it worth more, how to stage it better. We do the same thing. We go through your social media. We look at your Facebook pages, your Instagram pages, your website, tell you if you have a Pixel installed or not. If you probably don't, I'll show you how to do it if you want. But we basically give you this audit, and it shows you how you could be doing things a little bit better. And if you want to figure it out on your own, great. If you want to sell your house on your own, right, figure it out, great. I'm just going to give you a few tips and advices on how to do it a little bit better, more feasibly. And if you want to work with us, awesome. If not, hopefully you get some value out of what we talk about.
Yes, and I'm going to finish with it takes like 30 minutes, not even, to set up a Pixel. Like maybe an hour to understand it, to set it up. Let's make it a big deal. 1 hour can change everything when it comes to your marketing and your leads. And if you have not used Pixel already, you're just pretty much putting your money in the trash, and you're in the dark. You should be, if you don't do it yourself, you should have someone, or, you know, after that video, just go on Facebook and get your Pixel and get it set up. That's must.
Here's a big thing too, is most people don't realize you can't track data before you have the Pixel installed. So if I choose to install the Pixel today on your website, you can't track yesterday's traffic. So even if you're not going to start spending money, at least get the data and follow the people that are coming to your website now. So do it this week, figure it out, and then move forward.
Yeah. Erik, thank you for being here today.
Yeah, you bet.
To have you here. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Okay, always fun being here. Thanks for having me, Jess. Appreciate it.
Bye, Erik. Thank you.
Bye, guys.